The quantum market is still tiny, but some of these stocks already look priced for a much bigger future. A few names are quietly growing earnings while everyone chases flashy AI headlines. They sit at the crossroads of quantum, chips, and data. Today we're talking about 3 stocks that could ride the next wave in computing. Not just AI, not just chips, but the early stages of quantum and advanced hardware too. These are real businesses. They have revenue, customers, and cash flow, but they also have volatility. I'll explain what each company does in simple terms. I'll cover the key numbers, the risks, and how they might tie into quantum. Hit subscribe if you like data-first breakdowns. And remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Let's get into it. The first stock on the list is Cirrus Logic, ticker CRUS. The stock trades in the mid-170s. The company is worth around $8.8 billion. That makes it a solid mid-cap, not a tiny speculative name. Check this out. Cirrus designs mixed-signal chips. These chips sit between the analog world and the digital world. That skill set lines up with the signal control needs of future quantum electronics. Smash the like button if you're still with me. Today, Cirrus is best known for audio and sensing chips. You find them in ions, earbuds, laptops, and other smart devices. The chips handle sound quality, noise cancelling, power control, and smart sensing. They help devices sound better and last us longer on a charge. They are not simple commodity parts. Here's the simple utility. Cirrus chips take real-world signals and turn them into clean digital data. They do it with high precision and low power use. That same kind of precision is needed when you send signals in and out of qubits. Quantum computers need very clean, controlled signals. Cirrus already lives in this precision world. In a moment, I'll show you why timing and earnings matter a lot here. The growth outlook is strong. Projected earnings per share growth is above 20%. That is fast for a mid-cap chip company. The stock trades at a forward P/S under 20. That's not cheap but not crazy, given the growth rate. Check this against some AI names that trade at 40 or 50 times earnings. The balance sheet is clean. Cirrus has no debt. It generates steady cash. That means it can invest in new chips through the cycle. It doesn't need to raise cash just to survive. The business model is disciplined. Smash the like button if you like strong balance sheets. Quantum hardware needs control electronics around the qubits. Those systems will involve analog to digital conversion, power control, and noise reduction. That's exactly where Cirrus has deep experience. Even if Cirrus is not selling quantum chips today, its know-how should stay valuable. At the same time, consumer devices keep pushing for better audio and smarter sensing. More features per device mean more content per phone for Cirrus. That can drive earnings higher over time. Drop a comment if you like these picks and shovels types of plays. Recent quarters look solid. Cirrus has delivered positive earnings surprises, including one big upside surprise above 20%. Analyst estimates for 2026 and 2027 are trending higher. The stock has broken out after those revisions. That kind of setup can be the early phase of a bigger re-rating. In a moment, I'll show you the highest momentum stock on this list. But there are real risks. Customer concentration is a big one. A few large device makers drive a lot of revenue. If Cirrus loses a key slot in a major phone, the hit can be painful. Product timing matters too. If a new chip is late, or a customer delays a phone launch, orders can fall fast. The stock reacts quickly to that kind of news. Consumer demand is another risk. If premium smartphone and wearable demand slows, inventories build up. Then customers cut orders to reset stocks. That can crush short-term results. So Cirrus gives you exposure to premium electronics and future signal tech, but you must accept sharp swings. Smash the like button if you appreciate hearing both upside and downside. Quick question for you. Which business model feels strongest to you? Audio and sensing chips? Cloud data platforms or semiconductor tools? Type audio, cloud, or tools in the comments. I want to see where the community stands. Now let's move to stock number 2. This one sits closer to data, AI, and analytics. Next up is Teradata, ticker TDC. The stock trades around the mid-20s. The market cap is roughly $2.5 billion. So it's a smaller mid-cap. The stock is down over the last 12 weeks by about 10%. But earnings trends are moving up. That disconnect can be interesting. Check this out. Teradata offers a platform called Vantage Cloud. It's a data and analytics system that runs in hybrid and multi-cloud setups. In plain English, it helps big companies run complex queries and AI workloads on massive piles of data. Think banks, telecoms, big manufacturers, and governments. These customers have huge streams of data every second. The simple utility is clear. Teradata lets companies ask big questions about their data. Who are my best customers? Where is my supply chain breaking? How do I optimize operations in real time? The platform connects with major cloud providers and AI tools. That lets clients keep their existing systems and plug Teradata into them. This integration creates sticky relationships. Once a big enterprise builds around a platform like this, switching is painful. Smash the like button if you like sticky software. So where does quantum come in? Quantum algorithms can help with certain optimization and simulation problems. But even then, you still need classical data platforms. You need something to store data, set up the problems, and read the results. A platform like VantageCloud could act as a bridge. It could be the layer that sits between huge classical data sets and future quantum tools in the cloud. The clients and data are already on board. The computer engines could simply get an upgrade later. Now the numbers. Projected EPS growth is modest, near 1-2% in the near term, but the valuation is low. The forward P/S is under 10. That is cheap compared to many cloud and software names. At the same time, Teradata has posted positive earnings surprises. One recent quarter beat expectations by more than 30%. Check that combination, low multiple plus big beats. Annual recurring revenue is growing. The company is shifting to more subscription and cloud revenue. It is also cutting costs. That supports free cash flow. Free cash flow gives management flexibility. They can invest, buy back shares, or simply build cash. You are not betting on a company burning cash with no end in sight. Drop cash flow in the comments if this is key for you. Now the risks. Revenue growth is still modest. It depends on enterprise IT budgets. If the economy slows and CIOs trim projects, Teradata feels it. Deals can be delayed or downsized. Competition is intense too. Cloud giants push their own data warehouses and analytics tools. They can bundle services and undercut pricing. Execution risk is real as well. Teradata is still shifting from old on-prem systems to cloud subscriptions. That transition can be bumpy. If customers move slower than expected, ARR growth can fade. Margins can get squeezed. The chart reflects this tension. The stock is choppy. Earnings estimates are improving, but the market is cautious. Smash the like button if you see the risk-reward trade here. Now let's get to stock number 3. Onto innovation, ticker ONTO. The share price is above $300. The market cap is over $14 billion. Over the last 12 weeks, the stock is up more than 35%. That is serious momentum. Check this move. Onto sells inspection and metrology tools for chip manufacturing. Their machines help fabs and packaging houses measure and inspect wafers and advanced packages. If you can't measure chip features accurately, you can't produce high yields. These tools are core process control equipment. They sit on the factory floor, checking layers, patterns, and defects. The utility is simple. Onto's tools help customers ramp up new chip technologies faster and cheaper. They catch defects early. They allow process tuning. That matters for advanced logic chips, memory, and high-performance compute parts. These are the chips that power AI accelerators, GPUs, and, in time, quantum hardware. If the industry pushes to smaller nodes and more complex packages, the need for metrology goes up. Smash the like button if you think measure everything is the future. Quantum chips and advanced packaging both demand extreme precision. Tiny errors in structure or materials can break performance. The same is true for the high-bandwidth memory stacks used in AI systems. Onto is deeply exposed to advanced packaging and high-performance computer supply chains. As AI and HBM demand boom, more factories and lines need advanced inspection tools. That same base of equipment and know-how can support quantum chips later. Look at the growth numbers. Projected EPS growth is above 36%. That is very strong. Revenue is also expected to climb at double-digit rates. That explains the high valuation. The forward P/S is above 40. That is expensive on the surface, but the market is paying up for growth and for exposure to AI and advanced chips. Check this profile against lower growth equipment names. Momentum is clear in the chart. The stock has ripped higher in the last quarter. Analyst estimates for 2027 are moving up. There was a recent small earnings miss, but the longer trend is positive. The story looks like this. Estimates dipped earlier in the cycle, then started to recover as demand returned. Now the stock is reacting to that recovery. Drop momentum in the comments if you like this kind of pattern. But the risks are big. Onto is tied to chip and packaging capital spending. When fabs and packaging houses spend heavily, orders surge. When they pause or cut capex, orders drop sharply. These cycles can be brutal. Stocks like this can fall 30 to 40% on a downturn, even in a long-term uptrend. You must be ready for that. Customer concentration adds risk. A few large customers can account for a big part of sales. Losing one key client or node can hurt. Technology shifts are another danger. If Onto misses a product cycle or a rival wins a key process step, market share can slip. The company also took on new product lines through acquisitions. Integration adds complexity and execution risk. Export controls are a wild card. Governments are tightening rules on advanced chip tools. If new rules limit shipments of certain tools into key regions, demand can drop. With a high valuation, any slowdown in orders or regulatory hits can cause a sharp correction. Smash the like button if you respect how brutal cycles can be. Now, let's step back and connect all three names. Cirrus Logic sits in the precision signal chain layer. It ties into high-end audio, sensing, and future quantum control electronics. Teradata lives in the data and analytics layer. It can bridge classical AI and future quantum optimization via the cloud. Onto Innovation operates in the manufacturing layer. It enables AI chips, memory, advanced packaging, and eventually quantum chips through metrology tools. Together, they form three parts of the future computer stack. Control electronics at the edge, data intelligence in the middle, fabrication tools at the base. Quantum computing is still early, but money is flowing into AI, chips, and next-gen infrastructure right now. These companies are already in those supply chains. They can benefit as quantum slowly moves from the lab to real workloads. Drop a comment telling me which layer you prefer, signal, data, or tools. Let's go back to your homework. Which of these three would you buy today, and why? If this breakdown helped you, smash that like button and help push this video past 50 likes. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more simple, research-based breakdowns on AI, chips, and early quantum plays. This is not financial advice. It's just my way of sharing data and ideas so you can build your own view. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.